Hey guys, righto, so we've got a whole brand new project going on right now. Basically going to make a paludarium. So we're going to make, essentially it's going to be a glass terrarium where you've got living plants as well as other things inside there like cleaner bugs and all that kind of stuff. So we've been working really closely with Grant, and Grant has basically given us all the tools that we need to be able to try and give this a real good go. So what we're going to do, right, I'll see if we can get this in here. So this tank here, right, it's 80 centimeters by 80 centimeters by about 50-ish, 45 I think deep. So the idea is we're going to take away the background out of it, and we're going to make a new background. We'll chuck some logs in there, and we'll see how we go with trying to make this paludarium. All right, it's going to be a long process, but hang in there guys. We'll go through the process as we go, and we'll show you guys what we've done and how we've done it, and then hopefully you guys will be able to use the information that you get from not only my video but also from Grant's videos and everything like that. All our plants and stuff we got through our wholesalers here for the shop. If you don't have your own way of getting plants online, head into your local pet shop. They should have a few little bits and pieces, either that or get online and sort of give a bit of a Google on where you can get these plants from. The plants can range from anywhere from like $1 each all the way up to like nearly $80, $90, $100. So it's really important to shop around guys. If you have any dramas, feel free to send us a message on the page or through our YouTube channel, and we'll go from there. Righto guys. Rightio team, so first things first, all right, so we have got a nice thin layer of expander foam down the bottom, and then what we've come over the top is we've come from like the left hand side all the way through, making like our center water feature, coming off like a little weir type dam thing at the top where the water's going to come in, where we're hoping to get the little fogger coming up from there. We've siliconed in the roots that are going to come through the bottom end of the tank, which is where all our fish are going to be able to swim through and hide, and that'll be like the little water section down the bottom, which will then drain through a bulkhead down the bottom, which will keep our water level down into where we will have our plants for display. And then that'll go into a sump, which is just basically going to be a added water volume, so that we don't have a small amount of water inside the tank. We can actually have quite a larger volume of water. Not only does that stop our water sort of evaporating really quickly inside the shop, which gets quite hot, but it's also going to slow our parameters down. So if anything sort of fluctuates, it's not going to be a massive swing. It's going to be a slow, gradual swing that we'll be able to catch and everything like that. So what we've done, guys, from the bottom, this is the top up here. We've got all our roots in, so that's been siliconed. We've then got our root coming in through the center, which is going to give our depth throughout the center of the tank. This is just holding it all up now, guys, but this will be where our water feature sort of comes in from the little hole down here, and then the water tips into there, and that'll run down the water feature down the bottom of the tank there. So we've got a fair bit of work to do. We're drying some cocoa peat right now, and we're just getting a whole heap of stuff sort of prepped, ready to go. I've still got to do the sides of the tank, and then we'll get on to obviously shaping it all. So we'll get onto that, and we'll give you the update in a little bit as we go with that. All right, guys. So this is with the background and all that installed now. We've used these little vines that we've sort of installed into it using a bit of silicon, a bit of cocoa peat to blend it all in. It's got the waterfall there. All these were siliconed in, and then we used expander foam to create the wall, and then we just covered that in cocoa peat so you're fully dried out. Silicon everywhere. And then you just stick it all on there. There's a few patches where it doesn't sort of sit, but it's not going to be too much of an issue once we get it all up and running, because everything's going to grow into it. So those little tiny patches aren't going to really be seen. And then on the outside, we've just painted the foam just so it doesn't have that ugly little bubbling on that. So that's both sides, as well as the rear. We've installed the piping for the waterfall, and that's up there. Water runs down into all this, and then these are the beginning of the plants that we've gotten in. So as we put these in, we'll let you guys know. So we'll hopefully get it all plumbed in and pumped up. So far it's been about a 4.5 day build. So you can see that obviously these walls have got to be done separately. So we've done the back wall, we've done the side wall, and we've used the other side as well. And then obviously we've got to drill it in so we can get these to plumb. So there's the bulkhead down the bottom there. And then there'll be like a planter tank down the bottom here, and then a sump right down the bottom. So that's where we're at now. So plants are in now. We've got a few ferns and some bits and pieces, some air plants and various other stuff. We've still got all of this that needs to get planted. We're just waiting on substrate now. So we got some iron substrate, which is from the Oliver Knox range. So I'm really excited for that because it's a pretty good gear actually. So about day 6 I think now, starting to get there. Some little plants, everything's sort of a bit hidden. So there's bits everywhere for good growth. So we've added in this dripper system now. So eventually that'll coat the whole thing with water and keep it nice and moist, keep the humidity up. So we've put the standpipe in as well. So now we've got good water level. So still waiting on glass to get cut for the bottom tray. But for now, it's looking pretty good. Righto team, so we're all planted, we've got substrate. So far this has now been roughly 2 weeks since we started the build. So we've got a fair bit of mosses and stuff in there now. All our plants are in there, the bromeliads and all the ferns and mosses and all the other stuff down the bottom like your Nubius. We've got some lizard tails in there as well as a couple other bits and pieces, as well as we have, if you can see them, some little fish floating around. Water's starting to clear up now, so we've got that in now. So have a look around. We had a bit of an airflow issue, so we've got a little 80mm computer fan. Just put it on a dimming switch thing that you put your lights on, and just cranked it right down. So yeah. Righto team, so that is the build from start to finish. We've showed you the whole way through now. Like I said, it's been a good 2 weeks that we've been doing this project. So from that, we'll just take you through some of the products that we've used in the Oliver Knox range. We put in some colour enhancer for the plants and the fish. We've also got some of the Power Grow. Again, root development, all this stuff was put down the bottom of the tanks before we chucked all the iron substrate on top, so we hopefully get a bit of a slow release as the plants start sucking all that up and getting it all good too. And we put in just some stuff for plant strength and everything else as well. The small brown vines that you see in there, they are from just the reptile ones. We did try to make up some ones out of rope and stuff, but I didn't like the texture. So we cut them away and we used those guys instead. They're the Komodo dragon ones from the reptile shops you find everywhere else. So other than that, guys, we've got the white down lights, the LED ones from Bunnings. They work really, really well and they cost about $10. So when you're looking at like plant lights, we've used 5, that's $50. But if we put 2 tubes in, we probably would have been looking at around about $250 for the whole setup. Just to run that. So it works really well, keeps everything really, really bright and clean. And then we've also got on top of all of this, we put in the URS Reptile Fogger, just to give it that misting and the humidity that builds up just for the plants. So hope you guys have enjoyed this. Feel free to send us messages if you want to know how to do something similar for yourself. If you guys are in North Queensland, come down to the shop, have a look, see what we've done. We'll have all the plants and stuff in here soon, as well as all the other bedding you need, the substrate and everything else. So I've been talking reptiles all day. So yeah, like I said guys, enjoy the video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you in store soon. Otherwise, I'll see you online guys. Catch up.